Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Drew, and I want to welcome you back to Learn How to See Better. It's the only podcast out there that will improve your vision the longer you listen. It's August 2020, and the thing I'm talking about is laughing out loud. Yeah, some good old-fashioned gut-busting, knee-slapping laughter. Laugh out loud. We all need laughter in our lives. I'm chuckling right now just thinking of all of the benefits that come from laughter and joy that we get from just getting to really just get a good chuckle going. And, you know, it's funny when you think about most times when you're laughing, you're in some sort of like social situation, right? You're attending a comedy show. You're just hanging out, relaxing with some friends. You might be watching an old family video when you were a kid and stumbling around and everyone's joking and having fun, right? Well, these days, not as many people are getting together like they did in the years of old. So, you know, it kind of makes me wonder, and it raises the question, like, if you're not Netflix in the comedy show and you're not going to a comedy show and you're not really hanging out or getting around people that really bring that out of you, how do you get your laughter, right? I mean, it's pretty easy to start eating healthy by yourself. In my opinion, it's pretty easy to start exercising by yourself, but it's a little bit harder and a little bit more challenging. It's different to be funny by yourself. Now, some of you out there are blessed with a good sense of humor. I think I got a pretty unique sense of humor, and, I crack myself up. I think I'm a blast to be around. But that's just me, and that's just my opinion, and not everybody's like me. So you start to think, like, what can you do to humor yourself? How can you get some good entertainment that'll get you laughing, to get your good energy going, and just make you kind of displace or put on the back burner some of the things that might have you on edge or stressed out a little bit, because we all deal with a little bit of stress in life, right, to some degree. And laughter can be a great way to help mitigate stress. It can be a great way to, release tension. It can be a great way to kind of hack an awkward situation or a tense moment, right? You maybe crack a little joke to break the ice. But again, a lot of times we don't really look to ourselves. We don't look inside of ourselves to crack a joke. But you know what you can do a lot of times is you can think back to a time where you were particularly amused. You can think back to some silly time in life where you might have done something a little embarrassing. And maybe it wasn't so funny at the moment, but everybody else sure got a kick out of it. And now you can actually look back and laugh. And so it's funny to think that there are those moments that you can just pull from within. You can pull from within on demand by just tapping into a memory. So once you guys just go through this exercise real quickly with me. I know there's a lot of topsy-turvy feeling to 2020. And sometimes people are like, 2020 is not a good year for memories. Fine, go back to 2019, right? Everybody was still social and hanging out. And if you can think of your funniest moment from 2019, what better time to bring that up and laugh out loud than right now? So can you do it? Can you think of a moment? Who were you with? What were you doing? What were you watching? What was the punchline? I'd love to hear it, because laughter is just one of those things that really can be therapeutic. And I don't see a lot of people laughing. I don't see smiles on people's faces these days. And it's one of those things where you kind of worry a little bit. It's like, man, you see some people out there walking and running, and some people are still trying to take care of themselves. But are we laughing like we used to? Are we getting the good benefit, the healthy benefit that we can have from the connection with our loved ones, whether you do it in a different format and it's virtual, remote, or distance or whatever, but you still got to get it. So you got to be able to hack the limitations imposed on you. You've got to be able to hack your resourcefulness, right? Like, gosh, I feel like I'm broke and I can't buy a laugh, so how can you manufacture one? Is there a way that you can take a humorous situation from the past or something that's going on currently and just think about that and use it to laugh a little bit more? Laughter is a great way to help reduce stress, and you can just feel the relaxation come over you. And I mean, not just a little chuckle, but I mean a hearty laugh. And I would challenge you guys to do that, because when was the last time you had just drop down on the floor where you're laughing so hard there's tears streaming down your face? Come on now, give me that moment. I know you're conjuring it in your head. Laugh with me if you're even thinking of it. And these can be those little simple things that we use to control our own state, to control our own psyche, to kind of psych us up a little bit if we're maybe having a bad day, or if we just haven't had a good laugh in a while. Some things in life you need to have pretty frequently. And a good laugh is one of those, in my opinion. So I think that one of the best ways to do it, if you haven't watched a funny movie in a while, maybe you can add that to your queue. If you're Netflixing and YouTubing for your comedy outlet these days, or if it's a really funny person, give them a call, reach out. A lot of people are feeling a little bit lonely right now because their social networks have been kind of destroyed, or they've allowed them to be, compromised in certain ways, but you can still hack that and formulate a connection, a call, a video, even a text message, text a funny friend and say, hey, remember that one time when we were out there hanging out and I don't know, slipped on a banana peel and we all laughed, right? Laughter is contagious, and some things in that regard can be good. So get a good laugh out there, spread some love, spread some laughter, spread some cheer, with some loved ones, and I think they'll be able to appreciate it, because I don't see a lot of people laughing, right? I don't see a lot of, smiling, hearty, laughing faces. I don't see a lot of faces right now. It's just something that we're dealing with as a part of the time, but it doesn't mean that laughing's illegal or that we can't find a way to be able to get our humor. So give that some thought. I challenge you all. I want to hear some chuckles. I'm laughing out loud, thinking how many people out there are going to go text that old friend and crack that old joke or bring up that old classic movie just to get a little bit of laughter in their life. It's funny, I don't even remember all of the details, but there was a story once of a woman, unfortunately, that was diagnosed with cancer, right? And these days, it's like you get diagnosed with the big C and it's a wrap. There's not really a lot of options. There's not really a lot of ways out. And unfortunately, a lot of times if someone's diagnosed with late stage cancer, they're not going to make it. And in this case where there's this woman diagnosed with cancer, what she actually did was she kind of, out of all respect for the doctors, like, hey, I know you're the pro and all that, but you know what? I reject your deposit. This is not going to be the end of my road. And so she kind of promised herself that, I'm going to do everything possible within my power to fight this. And it wasn't that she was at home, stirring up a witch's brew or, doing any alternative ways to attack cancer. That's beyond my scope of expertise to try and touch on. But you know what she did do? She said that she wasn't going to allow negativity to permeate her space. She dedicated herself to not having any Debbie Downers in her life, right? And so as the story goes, a lot of what she did is she just focused on watching comedy movies every single day, all the time, just laugh, to the point that she was actually able to cure herself of cancer. And I know it sounds crazy. And I know I don't have a specific person's name and date of birth and the type of cancer and the shows she watched. I don't have any of that, right? There's a story passed on to me. I'm just passing on to you. So take it at its face value and just imagine if in the scenario that I understand it to be, that story, that is a factual account of 100% true data. How powerful is that? Laughter so potent that it can cure and kill a disease that was killing you. Now that's funny to think of in my mind, because it's laughable to think that we all don't do more laughing. Oh boy. Yeah. I'm being amused through all this. So, what I want you all to take from it is laugh out loud. Go give someone else a case of the giggles today. If you found any humor in this and you can find a moment of funniness, if you can strike your funny bone and pass it along to someone else, I think it'll do them good. It'll do them good. So with that, I thought I would just hop on and make a quick episode talking about laughter, Because sometimes we need to remind ourselves. We don't need to be instructed so much. We don't need more information to be taught. We just need to be reminded of some of the common sense things, the everyday things that we know. Let's bring it back to the basics. So with that, be sure to tag a friend that this applies to and share it with them, because I'd love to have them tune into this episode as well and hopefully get a laugh. So even though it's laugh out loud, I didn't have any crazy corny jokes to tell you, but I just want to pass on the spirit of happiness, laughter, and humor, and hopefully you can find some as well. Thanks, everybody.